Live stream is up, and we are continuing our game called Unfound. Unfound being a dungeon crawling game that you must sneak through. And the last couple classes, we focused a lot on things like the AI, the enemy AI. Let me share my screen so you guys can see what I mean. Things like okay, are we using pawn sensing? Does the player generate noise? We were able to figure that out, and when the player does generate noise, we make the enemies run towards your player. Okay, and then we gave the player an ability to sneak, currently sneaking Boolean, and we slow down the speed. We lower the camera's height, essentially there. Right, so that's what we did. Let's hit play real quick, see how that works. Are we still in the dungeon? Yeah, we're still in the dungeon at the moment. I might want to leave this dungeon. It's just not good for my frame rate. Oh, the guy heard me or something. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like these guys are just, they hear you too easily. So let's do something a little different. You know how we talked about pawn sensing and noise making? We made this event called Generate Noise from Player Movement. We get the velocity, so that's the speed. We convert it to speed by doing this. And we say, all right, however fast the player is going, it's the louder you're going to be. Well, apparently it's way too darn loud, I think. That or our pawn sensing hearing threshold is too large. That might be it too. Yeah, normally it's be a lot smaller. Okay, maybe that'll fix it. But my other alternative was, can we just lower this amount? So this changes from 1, which is the maximum loudness, right? If you hover over here, it says maximum 0 to 1. What if we lower that down to 0.7? Is it going to decrease the chances of the on-heard or on-hear noise event from firing? Okay, they're not as sensitive to hearing me now. That's good. Now if I go into sneak mode, and you know what? When I'm in sneak mode, I need to generate less noise, obviously, but also I'm supposed to be slower. But for some reason oh, I know why. So we made this left shift thing where we're able to sprint, but I'm able to sprint in shift mode, and so if I press shift even for a second, I'm back to my normal speeds, even though, oh, I'm an enemy, by the way. Bam, that just got copied over. But it's the same code over here. Where are we? Left shift. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, so this is what I was going to add. Looks like we did add that. Is currently sneaking is false. That's for left shift, right shift. Ah. So what we see here is what we like to call a mistake. Here's the mistake I made. This is why we're not able to go slow, even though our toggle sneak mode says, hey, set the speed to something really low. You know why? I have 2 separate pieces of code, both tied to the left shift key being pressed. If left shift is pressed, I'm sprinting, but guess what? It also means I'm sneaking. So I need to switch one of those out. Well, we're going to fix this mistake by, let's see, we'll just replace let's change the sneak mode to being the control button, I would say. Yeah, that would be better. Okay, let's do the control button. It's a typical one. Control, it might be called CTRL, left control, okay. And since I know you guys are equal opportunists, you want the left-handed people of the world to have a say in things. I'm not sure why, I'm right-handed, but we'll give them also the right-hand control. We'll do the same thing. Since you guys, I don't know, value equity or whatever you call it. So right-handed people will have it as easy a time as left-handed people. Now, put that there. We're going to do this. Now we're getting rid of this. Shifts are going to be used for sprints, but controls are going to be used for let me think about this. Okay. Yeah. This one's going to look a little different because when we let go of shift, they need to go back down to the low speed. Okay. So it's going to be like that. All right. Let's hit play. Now when I sneak, I should only be sneaking. I should be pretty slow. So sneak. A little bit too fast for my liking. Guy isn't hearing me. Now if I press control and I'm standing, I should be louder. Oh, that guy saw me though. This guy should hear me. Yep, and he heard me. Cool. All right. This is definitely one of those things that we're going to have to mess around with to get it to work exactly optimally. Let's do that. Clean up a little bit. All right. Is that a zombie? Yeah, it's probably one of our zombie enemy people. For sure. About a zombie. Yeah, I don't know. Should these... Well, they're going to be like enemy creatures. I don't know if they're zombies. I don't know what style we want to make them. There's a lot of options we have. There's a lot of good meshes and stuff from the Epic Games Store we could try and use. Okay. What was I thinking about?
We could try and make it seem like the game is isolated.
You want to make it so that it seems like the game is isolated, you said?
Just by making the art sort of styled as monsters and rather than humanoid figures.
I'm a fan of that. I like that. I'll make the sneak mode a little bit slower. We do 250. Also, should probably have. I take this from the Elder Scrolls games. In the Elder Scrolls games, and I think in other games, when you are sneaking, when someone sees you, there's like an icon that like opens up that shows, "Hey, you've been seen," kind of deal. I think maybe we should do that. Let's see what we can do. We have a HUD, right? So HUD. Yeah, I agree with that. That may be me and my recent obsession with Doom Eternal. So are we demons? Are we sneaking through the bowels of the underworld or something? To not put masks in my game, also no weapons. That's good, Jason. Sounds good to me. Yeah, this guy right now, he's like a rock person. You know what we'll do? In a shameless fit of player advertisement from myself, let's open up my game, and I have an eyeball icon that's open and another eyeball icon that's closed, and we could use those as placeholder assets. Actually, you know what? No. Somebody go to flaticon.com and find me an eyeball that's open and an eyeball that's closed, and we will switch those out on the UI to tell our player, hey, you've been seen, you've been detected. This seems really important for a mechanic like this. So go to flaticon.com and see what you got. Find me something free. We need an eyeball that's closed and another eyeball that's open, and they should look similar. If you can find the same art style, that would be perfect. And if that doesn't work, if we really can't find anything, we'll steal one from my game. But other than that, I think that'll be good. This map is like too glorious. There's just so much going on. Really pretty though. So they get more humanoid the more higher we go. Oh, that's pretty artistic idea. Interesting. Maybe we got 7 layers, 7 levels. And our guy just goes way too fast, I feel like, too, when it comes to sprinting. So let's just fix that. Okay. So we'll come back to this environment, but let's go to another environment for now that will be a little bit, I don't know, more blank, more potential. So I'm gonna make a brand new map from scratch. So usually I don't do. Usually I duplicate a map and we change things up. But let's make a new one totally from scratch, a new level with nothing in it, and we'll make just a basic area that we can do a lot of testing, a lot of development, get like the core things down. We still need to make it so our player can interact with objects and stuff, traps. I don't know. There's lots of stuff we can do. Maybe a beach, maybe a cave in a beach. I don't know. Maybe. All right. Let's name this. We'll just leave it as New World, whatever. And open this up. And like I said, this is a blank map. There's going to be literally nothing in it. It's going to be a black screen when we enter into it. And we're going to get started. So the first thing we want to do is we could bring in a. Since we're underground, I don't think we really need a sky. If it's all going to be underground all the time. Oh, maybe. Let's do this. Let's make a landscape real quick. Landscape. Doesn't need to be a big landscape. It does not need to be big because we are making this. So we kind of give a stone ground. If there's like a muddy ground, that would be great. I know we've got a lot of good materials in here. Let's see what materials we got. Level content, effects, level content, architecture, nope. Environment, materials, and let's just filter for materials. All right, we'll do this. Cave rock. No, I'm not making a beach world because that doesn't seem like that would fit with this style of project, being an underground dungeon. You know, being a dungeon crawler, I feel like the beach world wouldn't fit with it unless everybody wants to do a beach world. If we're gonna do a beach, maybe we do like a lava beach. What if we did that? Okay, so let's do a poll right now. I want to do this for the class. Is this going to be like a fiery pit of, the underworld, or are we doing like a traditional dungeon? Because I saw some of that in the chat, but I don't know if everybody wants to do that. Because I can totally do like straight up Oblivion. I would love to do that actually. Lava ocean with an island and bridges going in between the island. I mean, we can totally do that. You want to do that? Here, let's do a poll, and we'll see. So polls. Start a poll. What should the setting be? And I see Michael's come back with the icon. Awesome. Underworld, lava, fire, rock, islands, or dungeon, cave only. Rock, cave interior, that kind of thing. All right, poll has been launched. Everybody vote. To the winner goes the spoils. While you're voting, let me grab the icon that Michael came up with. Put that on screen. See what icons we got. Perfect. This is pretty good. I like this, Michael. Yeah, I think this will be good. So let's download these. All right, finally that downloaded. So I'm having a bit of performance issues. It's kind of lagging behind for me. So I'm choosing the 64 pixel one, by the way. You don't want to download really high res UI if that UI is only going to be really small on screen. You want to get the closest pixel size. You might be like, but yeah, it'll mip-map, it'll cut in half, it'll look fine either way. For some reason, it's the algorithm that Unreal uses, whatever it is. When you try to bring in UI, that's 1024 pixels by 1024 pixels, and then convert it down to something that's 32 pixels by 32 pixels. Even though those are proper bitmap values, it will look weird. You will have pixelated, aliasing looking things going on. But you won't get that if you import a 32 pixel by 32 pixel version of that image and display it at 32 pixels or 40 pixels or 30 pixels, whatever, as long as it's close. All right, so let's import those. And now we have these two eyes, so that'll be great. I'm going to check the poll now and see what we voted on. So Underworld, so lava, fire, rocks, islands is the winning vote, it looks like. So let's do that. So that means that part of our environment today then will also involve, oh man, there's a lot of cool stuff we could do with this. It'll involve making the island, that kind of stuff, and making a lava lake. So I'm actually really excited about that. So I'm going to save those icons. Actually, no, let's bring the icons in here, at least in the form of an image. Let's see, here's our icons. Now here, I don't want our icon to be black like this. I'd rather it be a white color so we can tint it any color we want later on. So here's how we do that. If you have an icon that comes in as black, it's very difficult to do anything with that, because if I want to tint it, say, what if it's red now? You tint black red, it's just more black. It just, you can't tint it. So we really want to kind of invert the color on this, and you do that by opening the texture and going to brightness curve and just setting it to like -1, negative number. Boom. All right, cool. And again, that doesn't mean it has to be displayed as white. You get to display it now, whatever we want. It could be white, it could be red, it could be blue, it could be green, whatever. Okay. So that'll be really nice. So we'll leave that here in the bottom left for now. And this will be like, like some games have a health icon, because this game is so heavily emphasized on like sneaking and successfully getting past, a destination. This is like, hey, was I detected kind of thing. And so we'll be able to switch, all right, if you're detected or if you're good. All right, so let's hit create on the, let's make the lands, no, that's a good size landscape. We'll hit create. Let's put a sky in here, but we'll make it like a fiery underworld sky. Okay, so you can get something called a sky sphere, sky atmosphere. A couple choices we could do here. Let's bring out a directional light. In overworld examples, that's our sun usually. Okay. Let me get out of sculpt mode. I just want to be in regular selecting things mode. And let's bring up the sky sphere. This is something that's built into Unreal. If it doesn't show up right away, you can always check view options and check mark show engine content. And then typically you'll be able to find that. Let's bring this out here. Oh, that's the material. Hold on. I want to show engine content, check mark, there we go. Now, when you go over here, we look up sky. We actually have this thing called Sky Sphere. Let me bring this out. So now we get the sky. But let's make this look all crazy, demented, and terrifying. So that shouldn't be too hard, because what we're going to do is uncheck colors determined by sun's position, and that'll allow us to literally set the color of the sky, the horizon, the clouds, everything. So start with the horizon. Okay. Wicked, crazy, underworld. We can make it kind of darker. Cloud color, we'll save that for last. Overall color, probably like a reddish, I don't know. Like a black red. Something like that could be cool. Like the blood orange vibes. Yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So now we got these clouds and stuff, and we can either get rid of the clouds or we can keep the clouds. But or we can thicken the clouds. So if we do cloud opacity, I could really get those clouds, and that looks crazy, right? That looks great. And we actually change the color of those clouds. Right now they're technically white, but let's see what happens if we mess around with them. No. Ooh. I think I like that. You guys like that? Has anyone played the game Oblivion? The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. All right, now we got to do our lava ocean. Okay. So, oh my gosh, such a good game. You played it, Alexis? Amazing, right? This is what I think we're modeling this off of, remembering Oblivion. So we got to make a lava texture. Oh, you know what? Let's do this real quick. Let's do this. What? Let's actually make a little island. Okay, Jason, this is your idea. We're doing the island after all. We're just fitting it in for this style of game. So what I'm gonna do is go to landscape, and all I gotta do for the island is sculpt a little hill or a big hill. So I'm gonna do some sculpting a little bit. Okay. Do a little sculpty sculpt. Maybe like make an outlet, a little bay, so to speak. Okay. Well, anyway, that's a little bit of an island, and all I gotta do is submerge, so to speak, this landscape under a flat static mesh, and that will create the illusion of there being an ocean or a lake or some body of water there. So I'm gonna do that by going to geometry. Let's pick a material right now. Let's pick the there's a water material actually. It's an ocean water material that I really like. So if I bring this and I'm bringing a box, and the box has the water material on it now, or I'm going to drag it onto it. Usually if you have it selected in the content browser, as you drag out the box, it assigns it to it. So we do that again. Yes, perfect. All right, there's the water. Now normally if you stretch this out really, really big, it's going to look all terrible because it's all like stretched out and doesn't look very good. That's why we like to use geometry. Geometry has these other scaling options over here, X, Y, Z, that if you increase those numbers, it won't stretch it out. And I can make that as big as I want. Okay, and this is how I get kind of an ocean in here. Now I can, let's make that a little bit wider. Okay, now I can lower and raise that amount to kind of determine the island-ish nature of this. Okay, but we don't want this to be some kind of water world. We want this to be a lava world. So we're going to turn this into a lava material. We'll do that. Do that right about now. So first things first. It's way too bright in here for this to be kind of like an underworld scenario. So can I take that down a little bit? Whoa, too much. Set the directional light down to 5, let's say. I mean, those are beautiful lava sunsets. I just think they're too bright. So let's do the sun brightness. We take horizon color and darken it. Is that going to help? Doesn't do anything. We take overall color and darken it. Is that going to help? It seems like it's a cloud color. Ooh, man. All right. A little bit darker then? That's pretty cool, though. That's a pretty cool view. Oh, we also can affect where the sun is in the sky. Like right now, it looks like a sun. We can get rid of it altogether if we wanted, but we can affect its height. Do something more like that. That kind of goes away. Oh, wow, look at that. Interesting. I don't know, I think we have a really wild environment here. I know it's a bit of a twist on the theme, but I think that could be a good thing. Let's see. Is it still too bright? I think it is. Do we even have a skylight in here? I don't think. Oh, we have sky atmosphere. We can delete that. Yeah. Got sky sphere. Let's just, I guess we could hit play. Let's bring out a player start into here. This is the environment thus far. So let's get this ocean to look more appropriate. So a couple things we could do. We could make a material instance out of the existing ocean and modify that material instance so that it looks all like lava and stuff. Or we can make our own lava texture from scratch, our own lava material. Kind of up to you. Let's see how this goes, and if this doesn't look good enough, we'll either make our own or modify it. But I think we can probably get this to look good. So all I gotta do is change the watercolor to like an orange-red sort of thing. Or maybe we don't. Do we want it to be a black? The ocean of the black, right? I mean, we could do a lot of really cool stuff with it. I don't know. But I think right now, let's see. Orange, red, oh, blood, ocean. A lot of cool stuff we could do. And you know, I'm gonna do one more thing, which is I'm gonna modify this material so that it looks more lava-like. So every material, which is the skin of an object, has something called the emissive property. Emissive, think about that. Emits light. Emissive, it emits a light. So you can cause your materials to glow using this emissive property, and that's exactly what I want to do here. So what we should do is, well, we can certainly make it glow a certain color. So here's what we're going to do. Let's come up with a color, vector parameter. Name this glow amount. Set this to the color we want, a magenta ocean. Cool. And let's do a multiply node. I like to multiply my colors by a number. Why? Because that number I can then increase. The more higher the number is, the more powerful the effect, because you're multiplying something by that number. So I'm going to multiply the color orange or whatever by a number called glow intensity, we'll name it. And the higher that number is, the more it's going to glow. So I'll hit apply. It'll take a couple seconds. I imagine it as like a black ocean with huge lines in it that glow bright orange. Yeah, definitely possible. Oh, looks terrible. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix it. I know why it looks terrible. I forgot. Okay, I forgot my own lesson. And this is a good lesson for you guys. Remember, you look at the surface of the sun, and I mean, you shouldn't do that. Not good for your eyes. But you need to go out and you look at the sun. What does the sun look like? Does it look like a ball of fire and plasma? Or does it just look like an all ever-present even light? It looks like the second option, right? But then you Google images of the sun and you see this fiery ball that you can make out different things on it. Why does it look different to look with your own eyes versus looking at a picture of the sun? Why do they look like two different things? The reason is exactly what got set up here. When you go outside, the emissive property of the sun, the light that's being emitted from it, immediately overpowers any details you could make on the surface of that object. Okay? So what's happening here is if I plug something into emissive color, it's because you immediately just overpower the surface properties of the object. So the way to avoid that is to get whatever surface properties of the object are coming in and going into base color, that's your surface, and throw them into the mix and make them come out into the emissive channel as well. So we could actually do that because I mean, there's all this code, blah, 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 whatever, but like the output of it, eventually it makes its way here into base color. Let's do this. Before it makes its way into base color, we're going to steal it real fast. We'll let it go to base color anyway, but we're going to steal it, and we're going to multiply that by what's coming in through the glow amount stuff, and then that result is going to be going into emissive color. So I've got a color times a number times everything that makes the surface of the water look like water, all going into emissive. Okay, now let's go tweak it around. So now we're still able to make out those ocean waves and stuff. We have this glow amount, we have this glow intensity. Now if I take down this, let's change this glow amount to, let's leave it as is. No, let's make it yellow, let's say. Okay? Watch what happens when I increase the glow intensity. The ocean should start to actually emit that color of light. So now it's become this lava-like material with the surface here. And if I don't like how yellow it is, we want to go back to changing it to orange or something. I could do that. And I could always increase the intensity of it. I mean, we're really not even that intense. Let's try 200 intensity. Or 250. I mean, you can make a glowing blue ocean. You can do all kinds of stuff here. But that's kind of one way to make lava. I think there's definitely better details. But you like that color? Okay. Cool. What do we got there, Michael? Is that a cave? It looks like almost like a drawing. Hold on, let me minimize my chat so I can actually see it. It's hard to make out because my internet's so bad. Hold a little closer.
Yeah, I drew this. It's kind of just a rough sketch of what I imagine when I think of the underwater. I think of
Oh, cool. Very cool. If you want to email that to me or drop a link in the chat, then we can. That's a good design, though. Yeah,